Well, good morning, everyone. It's October. More specifically, it's October 2nd, and we're live here at the University of the Ozarks. Um, I would like to have the blinds open, but know that it's nice and bright and shiny, and that if I have the blinds on too much, you won't be able to see too much. And also, please excuse the noise outside as we're still mowing. As again, it's absolutely gorgeous outside. So, welcome to the weekly update. If you're new to this, while we're live, feel free to drop questions in the comment screen. And after I make, I think it's 4 or 5 comments, then I'll come back to those questions and we'll review the answers while we're here. Um, Also know that if you watch this recorded, please feel free to go ahead and add questions, even if it's recorded, you're watching it recorded later, as several of us will check in over the next 2, 3 days and just see if there are questions that we need to respond to, and try to continue to use this as a way to help let you know what's going on. As most folks know, we started these due to the COVID outbreak in March, or well, where it started really hitting peak numbers and driving a lot of decision making in late spring. And then we chose to continue to do them as a way to give you information and make sure that we're sharing as much as we can with folks in a timely manner. So we'll start with COVID. We're still at single digits. We're maintaining the 3, 4, 5 at any time as we kind of ride this wave. I can't stress enough how pleased I am with our students. Um, that that I know sometimes they're not always wearing their masks, and I know sometimes they probably have too many people in a room, and I know that sometimes they're doing things they shouldn't do, but generally they're doing a really nice job. They're wearing their masks. They're socially distancing as much as they can, and they're taking it quite seriously. So know that I'm pleased and I'm proud of them. And but for them, I don't know if we'd be able to handle this as well as we are. So if you support one of our students or see one of our students, tell them thank you. I know I do, and thank them regularly for the work that they're doing to help keep us safe. So our numbers are good. We're maintaining quarantine and isolation at ways that we can handle, and we're pleased. A couple of other announcements or a few things to share with you. Um, this is a big weekend for the campus. Typically, our Board of Trustees would have arrived last night and spent 2 days here on campus. The Board of Trustees is a volunteer board of between 21 and 28 people, um, that in I guess simple terms, they own the campus. Um, they're as a collective, they're the entity that supervises me. Um, they're my boss. So they arrived virtually this morning, and we kicked off the day with an orientation, a briefing on, hey, here's where we are. And then over the next 6 hours, they'll be in small groups looking at things like advancement, looking at things like enrollment, looking at things like finance, looking at academic affairs and student affairs. And then tomorrow, they'll meet for a formal meeting. In that formal meeting, a couple of things that I want to share with you that I think are really quite amazing. One is that they'll hear a report out on the capital campaign. We launched the Campaign for Students 5 years ago with the goal to raise $55 million. And to date, we've raised nearly $66 million. During that time, the Advancement Committee and the Finance and Facilities Committee will discuss breaking ground on the renovation, remodel, and expansion of the science facility. One of the most ambitious construction projects Ozarks has ever undertaken at a single time. And it's amazing. It gives us the opportunity to continue to invest in science invest in our science faculty and our science students. Some of you have seen the video we did a couple years back, and folks said, well, yeah, but are you sure you need it? And my response then was, well, look at what our students are doing and look what our faculty are doing with a good building, but it needs investment, needs a little more space, needs a little more technology, needs more. And if our students are getting into grad school at the numbers they're getting into now, what might happen? What might happen as we're able to really give some designated space to additional science programs. So know that's one of the highlights over the next 36 hours is, are we ready? Are we positioned? As I mentioned a couple times, we're a little short, but we're really close, and I think we're going to be really close come April 1, which would allow us to break ground in that building and then be in it roughly 18 months later. So know that's pretty exciting for us. Other kinds of things that they're talking about. One is a affirmation of our continuing accreditation. The institution is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, which is a non-regulatory volunteer group of institutions across more than a dozen states that come together to ensure that we're all living up to standards of quality. And every 10 years, you have to go through what's called a self-study or a comprehensive visit. Well, we're kicking off the preparation for our comprehensive visit in 2 years. So know that group is here on campus, and know that they're thinking about our future, which allows us to really focus on the students of today. And they're an amazing group. Tomorrow, we'll celebrate 5 that are rolling off our board, and they'll be engaging or at least reviewing opportunities to invite new trustees to the group. I mentioned that there's 21 to 28. About a third of them are alums. About a third of them are friends that probably have a family member that's a graduate of the institution. And then a third of them often are pulled in because of their content expertise, and they're willing to volunteer and help us think about our future. Next week, homecoming, right? It is definitely homecoming weather. And I know it feels weird. What's homecoming without sports events? What's homecoming without picnics in the mall? Well, here homecoming is a whole lot of virtual events. And if you've kind of said, yeah, I'm going to give a pass on this year's homecoming, or maybe I'm a parent or a student going, yeah, I just don't know that I'm going to do that, there are a few events I would strongly encourage you to consider. Excuse me, and they're called Ozarks Speaks. And you're going to get an opportunity to hear from alums on several different days that range from an alum that's only been out a couple years to one that's been out a little bit longer. You're going to have an opportunity to hear from a couple of folks from Arkansas. You're going to have the opportunity to hear from folks that are on the coasts. So I strongly encourage, mark out the time and check in and listen to our alums tell their stories. It's pretty amazing. We'll also do a 50-year club, which is an induction ceremony for those alums that have been out for 50 years. Typically, we present them with a pen, a lapel pen, and a certificate. This time around, we'll do it virtually. And then finally, the Alumni Awards program, where we're recognizing these amazing alumni that have had storied careers, and they're sharing the stories with us. So please, I know it's different, but I hope you'll log in and take full advantage of the programming that Vice President McBee and her staff have put together for us. Last 2 things. Schedule. It's about time we start talking about this semester coming to an end. I know that sounds weird that it's only October 2nd and I'm saying, hey, yes, and. Reminder that on November 19th and 20th, that weekend, we'll convert to 100% online. And we'll invite everyone who can leave and go home to go home. And we'll continue the semester online. For those that it's impractical or impossible to go home because of whatever situation, we'll work with them one-on-one and figure out what it looks like for them to stay on campus as we finish out the semester. Why are we doing that? Well, we're doing that to allow people to celebrate Thanksgiving with their family, and then ask you not to come back and bring whatever it is you encountered on the trip to and from and at home back to campus, and believe that that's the safest thing we can do for our students. And then we'll finish out the semester. Next week, we'll also finalize the spring schedule. The course schedule is finalized. We're doing it a little bit differently in that the schedule will go out to students so that they see in advance the modality, how the class is being taught. Is it online? Is it face-to-face? Or is it a hybrid? Know that we've been able to move more courses face-to-face than we did this semester as we've continued to work with space, and we've reduced the number of students in a few classes here and there to ensure that where at all possible we can do face-to-face. And then we do have a few classes that need to be online due to primarily faculty situations. And as many of you have heard me say for the last 7-8 months, we're going to do what's best for our students. We're also going to do what we think is best for our faculty and staff. And if they shouldn't be engaging with us face-to-face, we're going to support them in their ability to teach from home. So know that information is going out for our current students so that they'll be able to register for classes. We'll also be finalizing the when does school start. I previewed this a little bit last week in saying that I'm pretty sure, I'm about 90% sure, that we'll finalize on Monday that we're going to not honor the spring break schedule, that we'll turn that into a teaching week. We'll push the semester back so that there's a longer break over the winter or Christmas holiday, and then we'll start late January and go nonstop, with the exception of the 3-day Easter holiday, where here we honor Good Friday with no classes. So know that that's what's going on, and know that that's where we're going. The last piece I want to share is the future of these conversations, and this is one of those where I might elicit feedback in the comments section, whether you're watching live or you're watching it tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever. The level of content, the level of density, the number of topics is decreasing. But it feels like folks find them helpful. So part of that is, do we continue them? Do we continue doing this weekly? Do we change and maybe do every couple of weeks, but then know that if there's something pressing, we might send out a notice on Thursday and say, hey, the president's going to be live on Friday. So know that our marketing communications staff are evaluating this, and they're trying to decide, as I've joked really early on, is do they take the keys to this away from me, or do they let me continue to hop on and talk with you all on Fridays? Know that I hope it's comforting, I hope that it's assuring, but I also hope that it's informative. And if we get to a point where it's not any of those, well, then we'll stop. So please offer me feedback, or offer Amy and Larry and the folks in our communication department feedback. If you want to go straight to them, feel free to do so. So if you don't want to say, hey, Dunsworth needs to hang it up, feel free to tell Amy Lloyd or Larry Ish that. So, all right, folks, I'm going to switch screens a little bit and see if we've got questions. Okay. Questions about face-to-face visits? Yes, we are doing face-to-face visits. And those visits are being coordinated through the admission office, and that it's if you look at our website and do prospective visits, you can click a button that says, hey, I want to schedule a visit. We're doing them in much smaller groups. We typically won't let 2 families visit at the same time unless they've registered and shown us that they're a unit of some kind, or that they're assuming those challenges. Our students are giving tours Our admission staff is meeting with students. A lot of it's being done outside, especially this time of year, to protect them as well as the staff. And then they've also been gearing up for virtual visits. That also goes for coaches. The question is about, okay, I want to visit campus. Well, what about coaches? Yes, coaches are also scheduling visits. Again, we're being really cautious of how many people, but we do visits 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, and we love that you want to check us out for next year. We're going to be here, and we're excited to continue this legacy. Oh, it looks like Becca chimed in. Thanks, Becca. I didn't see your response. The question about face-to-face classes, yes, very much so, Garrett, that we've worked through faculty by faculty, class by class, and that you're going to see where we tip the scale, 45% online, 20% hybrid, and the rest face-to-face. I think the last numbers I saw for the spring semester, it's 60% face-to-face, about 20% hybrid, which is online and face-to-face, and that we're down to about 20% face-to-face, or 20% purely online. And those classes hopefully will not only accommodate the faculty that need to be remote, but also accommodate those students. We have 92 students that are not physically on campus. About 25 of those are Arkansan. The rest are outside. 10 states and 9 countries where students were unable to get to campus for whatever reason. We're accommodating those 92 students. So I appreciate that our on-campus students are going, yeah, but I have more online than I'd like. Some of that's to accommodate our friends in Texas and Oklahoma and elsewhere that just can't get here, as well as I think the furthest is a student in Japan. And we want to keep them on track so that hopefully they're back here in the fall and graduate on time. Thanks all. I appreciate the positive comments. Typos and autocorrect. I've reread some things I've written the last couple of weeks and I go, that's not even the right word. So anyway, no worries about typos. All right, folks, I don't see any other questions that are there. Know that we continue to update information for our parents for the COVID page. Also know that we added something for everyone. That if you go to our website and the tabs at the top say Parents and Family, if you click Parents and Family, it goes to a landing page. And on that landing page, there are a series of tabs over to your right. There's a new one that we just added, and it's called I Care. What that does is that it opens a form for you to say, hey, I'm worried about Rich. It's for students, so let's not use me. Let's pretend I'm a student. I'm worried about Rich because, mom's sick, or because, his car broke down and he's not getting to his off-campus job and he just seems to be down. Or, hey, it's my impression Rich hasn't gone to class in a week. All right? This is a system that our faculty has used for years, where a faculty member can say, hey, Rich isn't getting it done in class. That comes to a portal, and we have case managers, we have life coaches, we have advisors that then reach out and grab Rich by the nape of the neck and go, Dunsworth, what's up? We decided this year to expand that group and allow that it can be anonymous, it can be outside. So if you're working with any of my students and you're concerned about them and you just don't know where to go to the Parents and Family, then go to I Care, pop it open. If you tell us your name and all the information about you, great. We'll tell you what happened, or if we can tell you what happened later. If you don't tell us that and just give us the information, please do. because then we use that to better understand the total picture of a student, and we use it to try to help them be successful academically as well as socially and personally. So that came out on the parents' Facebook page as well, and then we'll use this opportunity to tell you that we launched that. So know that I'm thankful for everything y'all do. It's my understanding from morning news that the President and First Lady have canceled trips due to possible COVID. So say a little prayer for them. We have 2 more debates coming, the vice presidential debate and then a second presidential debate and then an election here in a month. Pray for our country, please. And again, pray for the doctors and the researchers that are hopefully working and getting closer and closer to a vaccine for COVID-19. And while you're there, I'd sure appreciate it if you offered a prayer for the University of the Ozarks and for our continued work to support students and to care for others. So God bless and take care. Bye-bye.